नमस्कार दोस्तों, welcome to Book Talk. Today I'll take you through Animal Farm. This is one of the most imaginative novels written, and it's by George Orwell. So friends, Animal Farm is an allegorical novello by George Orwell, first published in England in 1945. Orwell described Animal Farm as a satirical tale against Stalin, the Russian ruler then. The original title was Animal Farm, a fairy story, but the publishers of US dropped the subtitle when it was published in 1946 and just named it as Animal Farm. The plot is interesting, so I'll straight away get into the plot. Now, there is one old major. He is the first important character described by George Orwell in Animal Farm. Now, this purebred old pig is a kind of grandfatherly philosopher of change. On the manor farm, he summons the animals for a meeting during which he refers humans as enemies and teaches the animals a revolutionary song. The title of the song is Beasts of England. When Major dies, there are two young pigs, Snowball and Napoleon. They assume command and consider it a duty to prepare for the rebellion. The animals revolt, driving the drunken, irresponsible farmer, Mr. Jones, as well as Mrs. Jones, and the other human caretakers and employees out of the farm. They adopt the 7 commandments of animalism, the most important being all animals are equal. The decree is painted on one side in large letters on the barn. Snowball teaches animals to read and write, whereas Napoleon educates young puppies on the principle of animalism. Food is plenty and the farm is running smoothly. The pigs gradually elevate themselves to positions of leadership and set aside special food items ostensibly for their personal health. Sometime later, several men attack Animal Farm. Jones and his men, Jones was the guy who was thrown out, are making an attempt to recapture the farm, aided by several other farmers who are terrified of similar animal revolts elsewhere. Snowball and the animals who are hiding in ambush defeat the men by launching a surprise attack and as soon as they enter the farm. Snowball's popularity soars with this, and this event is proclaimed as the Battle of the Cowshed. It is celebrated annually with the firing of a gun on anniversary of the rebellion. Napoleon and Snowball vie for preeminence now. When Snowball announces his plans to modernize the farm by building a windmill, Napoleon has his dogs chase Snowball away and declares himself as the leader. Friends, at times even animals behave like human beings. Napoleon enacts changes to governance structure of the farm, replacing meetings with a committee of pigs who will run the farm. Through a young pig named Squealer, Napoleon claims credit for the windmill idea. The animals work hard with the promise of easier lives with the windmill. But when the animals find the windmill collapsed because of a storm, both Napoleon and Squealer convince the animals that Snowball is trying to sabotage their project. Once Snowball becomes a scapegoat, Napoleon begins to purge the farm with his dogs killing animals. He accuses then Snowball for all this. When some animals recall the battle of the cowshed, Napoleon, who was nowhere to be found during that battle, frequently smears Snowball's reputation and claims and says that he was the collaborator with the farmer Jones, while falsely representing himself as the hero of the battle. Again, a kind of human behavior. Beasts of England, this was the earlier anthem, is replaced with an anthem glorifying Napoleon, who appears to be adopting the lifestyle of a man. The animals remain convinced that they are better off than they were under Mr. Jones. So, in other words, this Napoleon is trying to glorify himself, and the animals are trying to say that they are better off under Napoleon than they were under Mr. Jones. Mr. Frederick, a neighboring farmer, attacks the farm using a blasting powder to blow up the restored windmill. Although the animals win the battle, they do so at a great cost, as many animals, including Boxer, who happens to be a horse as described by the author and is very naive but very hardworking, he also gets wounded. Despite his injuries, Boxer continues to work harder and harder until he collapses one day on the windmill. Napoleon sends for a van to take Boxer to a veterinary surgeon, explaining that better care can be given there. Benjamin, the cynical donkey, who could read as well as any pig, notices that the van belongs to a knacker. Now, knacker is somebody who kills big animals and uses the carcass for making money. The van belongs to a knacker and attempts to futile rescue. Benjamin, the cynical donkey who could read as well as any pig, notices that the van belongs to a knacker and attempts to futile a rescue. Squealer quickly assures the animals that the van has been purchased from the knacker by an animal hospital, and the previous owner's signboard has not been repainted. In a subsequent report, Squealer reports sadly to the animals that the Boxer is no more. He has died peacefully at the animal hospital. The pigs hold a festival one day after Boxer's death to further praise the glories of animal farm and have animals work harder by taking the Boxer's way. However, the truth was that Napoleon had engineered the sale of Boxer to the knacker. Now, knacker is somebody who kills animals and uses the remnants of animals to make money. However, the truth was that Napoleon had engineered the sale of Boxer to the knacker, allowing Napoleon and his inner circle to acquire money to buy whiskey. Now, in those years of 1940s in England, one way for farms to make money was to sell large animals to a knacker who would kill the animal and boil its remains into animal glue. So years pass, the windmill is rebuilt and another windmill is constructed, which gives the farm a good amount of income. However, the ideals which Snowball had discussed, including stalls with electric lighting, heating, running water, and forgotten, with Napoleon advocating that the happier animals live in simple ways. In addition to Boxer, many of the animals who participated in the rebellion are also dead, and this farmer Jones, who had given up on reclaiming his land, has also died. The pigs things have changed. The pigs start to resemble humans as they walk upright, they carry whips, and they wear clothes. The 7 commandments are abridged to 2 phrases. All animals are equal, but some animals are more equal than others. And 4 legs good, 2 legs better. Napoleon holds a dinner party for the pigs and the local farmers with whom he celebrates a new alliance. He abolishes the practice of the revolutionary traditions and restores the name, the manor farm. When the animals outside look at the pigs and men inside, they are unable to distinguish between the two. So friends, this is a very imaginative kind of a novel. It's a short novel, or a very long story, you can say. So if you've not read this book, you must pick it up and read. It's one of the old-time classics, and I would give this book 9 out of 10. And friends, if you like this particular show of mine, kindly share it. Kindly also subscribe to our channel. Till then, next week we shall come back with another novel for you, another story. Till then, goodbye from Book Talk.